I've just come back from Wellington and you a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
and we've got Mia here as well. Hey Mia, nice to see you. What did you think of Wellington?
Yeah, it's just amazing, eh? Honestly, I went down the first week. I just flew down quickly. I just thought it needed to happen and just trying to generate some momentum.
That was after that horrific police violence
I
on
just saw,
Thursday the 10th.
just wanted to support the people, It's obviously a peaceful protest. These guys got a legitimate concern about the way the country's run or going, and they're just down there trying to speak, ask questions, but they're just not getting met by their supposed representatives are just denying them any type of, address or, insulting them, just wiping them out, just horrible treatment of the people down there that I saw. So I wanted to go down and just, get a feel for myself. And man, honestly, it's the most beautiful, community project I've ever seen. And that's why I took my kids down the next weekend, because I just wanted them to see, how beautiful it was,
Talk about that, because for the kids there was so much activity.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was a real difference between the first and second visit.
Yes.
The first one, everyone was slightly traumatized, thinking,
Yes.
how could our government be doing this? We're peacefully protesting.
Yeah.
They're lying. The media is lying.
Yes.
The shocking thing about that first week, Steve, the media never talked about the police violence, about a policeman doing a press-up on a Māori boy's head,
Yeah.
about a woman being dragged naked from the
Yes.
crowd, about an older man having his arms dragged behind him. Terrible police
Yeah.
brutality, and the media was silent. That has woken a lot of Kiwis
Yes.
up.
I mean, it's painfully obvious. I don't know what the media are thinking, because they've only got to look at the comments.
Yeah.
Have a look at the other comments, and they haven't got the balls even to leave comments open anymore on most of their articles, because it's just such a whitewash of negative comments about their articles. There's so many lives coming out of that place. You can just see the love and the community spirit down there, and this is exactly what she's trying to destroy in New Zealand as a community where it doesn't care. No one cares what colour you are. No one cares what where you come from, or any of that. It's just all about coming together and just with a united cause of trying to look after our country and save it for our kids. And I just wanted to really, see my kids down there and give them that experience and say that they've been there in a special time in New Zealand history. And I'm just so proud of those people standing up down there and holding the line for the whole of New Zealand. And a lot of people aren't even aware of the battle that we're in, but the media are doing us a favour by just blatantly lying now, and a lot of people are seeing that.
That's what a friend of mine said. I was really upset, and he said, Liz, it's got to be this way, because it's showing up all of the corruptions in our
Yes.
media, in the people managing the police who are also lying, not the police themselves. There are some decent police.
Yes.
And then the politicians absolutely lying
Yeah.
about this river of filth. Did you hear
Yeah.
this Prime Minister the other day was asked, would you condemn your minister, Michael
Yeah.
Woods, saying a
Saying-
river of filth, and she would not
No.
condemn, she would not give a straight answer. She couldn't give one straight answer to TV3. Well, have you seen that?
Yeah, I have seen it, and I've seen stuff as well. There was a guy blatantly eye gouged in that last one 2 days ago. The old man he couldn't go anywhere. He was up against the Borderloos, and the senior cop came in there, blasted him with some hands, and then ploughed his thumb straight into his eye, and I saw stuff put a little bit of a patch over it so he couldn't see what he was up to. I mean, mate, these are great, and I've talked to everybody I talked to down there, are great Kiwis. They're contributing Kiwis that have worked their whole lives, successful careers, and, health professionals. And a lot of these guys were essential workers in the first phase. They went to work when, everyone thought that this thing was fatal. They stepped up. They were New Zealand heroes. We made them out to be heroes. Then all of a sudden they mandated it, and they got sacked. They lost their careers, through lost relationships. I mean, these guys are losing, family. The family's kicking them out. They're just destroying people's lives.
They're the saddest stories, and yet everybody's hugging, and
Yes.
there's just this joy to be Kiwi again,
Yes,
and
yes.
to care about each other. I agree. A lot of professionals there, weren't there? There were a
Yes.
lot of doctors, lawyers, nurses, teachers, a lot of very beautiful kind of you'd say middle class Kiwis.
Yes. Yeah.
But there was a young guy. He admitted to me that he'd come from a gang background, gang parents. And I said to him, what's brought you here? And he said, well, it's so supportive, but also I can't do my sport. And if I can't do my sport, I can't get my anger out.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Yeah.
And he was there playing basketball with the young guys.
Yeah.
There was skateboarding. What
Yeah.
else did you see in terms of
I mean,
positive for the kids?
Yeah, I mean, you had old ladies walking around saying, hey, love, do you want your washing done? I'm just going to do a washing. Do you need a place to stay? Kids walking around with big boxes of free food. There was free food on, on all 24/7 down there. Just the food was just always flowing, and just great community spirit, and just a proud moment in New Zealand history, I think. And it's just such a shame and such a dishonourable thing that the media is doing to our people right now. This is exactly what she's trying to crush. Is trying to crush that unity. She's trying to promote segregation. And it's really a sad thing to witness, and it's a sad thing to see a lot of people not aware of it.
It does really make your heart ache, Steve. Where do you think we can go from here? I mean, for me, it's more Kiwis are needed to go to Wellington. What's your feeling?
Yeah, 100%. We need to just roll up en masse. Yeah. And I mean, the harder they push back, the tighter the community gets, and the more support they're getting. I mean, they try to, these tactics that they're pulling down there on peaceful protesters. They're peaceful protests, man. And these cops rolling up on serious numbers. It's just a big bully tactic, and this is what's been rolled out in our community around, mandating these masks and vaccines. It's all about bully tactics, and it's just unacceptable. But I think New Zealand needs to just, instead of sitting on their hands, we need to support. Yeah. We need to go down there en masse, and it must stay peaceful. And we just got to show our, discontent with the way that New Zealand's going en masse. And, it's working. I mean, I've seen more people rolling up en masse last night, and I know there's a massive crossing coming this weekend, of boats coming from the South Island over. So it's an exciting time, and it is a sad moment, but it's also a very proud moment for our people to be finding their mana again.
There was word that the farmers might step up, especially groundswell. If ever there's a moment to step up, it is now. If we don't step up now, our country could be lost. This is what a lot of Kiwis are still not getting.
Yeah, they're not aware of the battle that we're in, and it is a battle for our generation, and we have to hand that mantle onto our kids, and it's right at this is right at the precipice of being able to do that or not do that. And it'd be great to see the farmers involved. I mean, our united cause is that this government is just running a mess on everything. It's not just mandates. It's the whole topic is just overreach of government in every aspect of our life. Three Waters, just 67 out of 70 councils voted against it, and she just said, "Thanks for your time. It's going through." So I mean, it's just absolute dictatorship what she's doing, and the people are over it. But we've, it's right now. The next 2 to 3 weeks is crucial. If you're ever going to go down to Wellington, now's the time to do it. We just got to get off our hands, and we also, if you can't get to Wellington, we need to boycott. As parents, we need to boycott sports for our kids. That you need a needle to play rugby now, rugby league, I think it is. So just pull our kids out en masse. They'll change their mind in a heartbeat. Schools. Most of our kids are out of school, but we've got 1 or 2 in, and it's just a sad thing to see all these kids rocking up with masks and stuff like that. What are we teaching our kids? Are we teaching our kids to think for themselves, or we just keep teaching our kids to just shut up and do as they're told, and just stay in the corner and can't even access. It's a privilege to even access oxygen supply. You know what I mean?
Jay Bhattacharya, who's a Stanford professor who I interviewed last week, he did an image today of a child with a mask on, with a hand over the mouth. Yep. And he was going, it is evil what we are doing to our children. That's from a Stanford professor. Having children masked up, their lungs can't even breathe.
Oh, it's not even the physical thing; it's the mental side of things.
It's the image of being subservient.
It's just been indoctrinated into being an absolute lemming. Just a slave class worker that just 9 to 5 at a Walmart. You're not breeding leaders. It's sad to see. It really is. I
think more and more Kiwis, if they go to Wellington, also Steve, will come back going, the Prime Minister's not telling me the truth, and the media's definitely not telling me what's really going on. So it's crucial from that perspective that Kiwis go and feel that love in Wellington.
Yeah, 100%. You know, just my experience. I mean, we went down there. You know, there's businesses. It's a ghost town around there, but the businesses have got more customers than they could ever dream or hope for.
And that's the opposite line that the media's saying.
Yeah, but the thing is that we went 20 deep into a restaurant. The place was crickets. We went in there. And we were, you know, willing to spend money there, but he just said, "Where's your vaccine pass?" And everyone just like, "We're out." You know what I mean? So drop the vaccine pass. You guys are going to be filled with customers. It's a no-brainer. But they want to, you know, I don't know what they're trying to do. They just, and then they blame the protest for having no business. It's the mandates.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Even up Courtney Place, I saw businesses, restaurants so empty.
And,
it's so sad.
And you got tens of thousands of people right next door hungry.
Yeah.
You know, they would go there in a heartbeat, but you're just trying to, you know, exclude people. So, you know, do it at your peril. You guys are going to go out of business, you know, asking for vaccine passes, and I don't know what's the advantage of what, you know, the whole process. It just doesn't make sense.
I cannot believe Kiwis are going along with this. These vaccine passes, this segregation. I had some horrible experiences coming up. I stopped in, there was a great one in Te Kuiti. I will say that. Wonderful one, welcoming, kind. But a place like Taihape, even to buy a magazine from a shop, this woman was highly aggressive, really rude about a mask, you know, has to see the mask exemption. It's very aggressive and very small town minded. Horrible woman in Turangi behind the New World counter. Really awful, but you have to stand your ground with calm and say, no, I don't surrender to this. I never agreed to this. But it's awful when you see it. Did you have any experiences driving up the island?
Yeah, we went to a burger field in Taupo, and we were aware of vaccine passes, but we were, you know, quite, you know, all for sitting outside and doing a takeaway, whatever we need to do, you know. But we went in, and the kids got their drinks, and then the lady just treated us basically like dogs and just said, "Oh, no vaccine pass, we're not," you know. So to me, that's not a big. It's you know, it's a bit rude, but with my kids there, really, it did.
So they have to put everything back.
Put the drinks back. The kids are all going, "What's going on?" You know, and then
so
you know, in front of everybody, and we, you know, you're like, you can treat me like a second-class citizen.
No way.
But don't treat my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just said, "Where do you grow up? Where did you grow up, man? How do you think this is okay? You know, seriously, how do you think this is okay? It's a disgrace what you're doing. You know, and." Unfortunately, people think this is okay. You know, there's just no circumstances that discrimination is okay. This is how we've been brought up as you know, as a nation. But all of a sudden, it's you know, people are really committed to it for some reason. I don't know.
It really hurts. And for a Prime Minister who more and more in interviews is clearly unable to tell a straight truth. She is unable to. If you listen even to the beginning of her interview, we'll throw it up, her interview on TV3. Every single answer is just obfuscation. You know, absolute BS.
Well,
absolute.
Well, everything she's ever said. You know, they are us. You know, where's that gone? They are us. Oh, we're them. And, you know, puts a burqa on and, you know, tries to be this compassionate, loving leader. You know, the team of 5 million, jam it down your throat every time you turn the TV on and listen to the radio. Team of 5 million. Where's that gone? Be kind. Where's that gone? Any one of them, you know. I mean, it just everything she said has just been an absolute lie, you know. And the way that, you know, you can see the way this government's absolutely, you know, the police chief the other day stood up the front and said, "Oh, you know, our policemen have just been nothing but professional." You guys got to be absolutely joking. You know, and you guys absolutely fumbled it for a day. That operation should have taken 40 minutes if you'd had a real strategic plan in place to get people out of there. But you minced it for 24, you know, like what, 12 hours?
What are you talking about there?
When they came in for the they came in against, you know, and tried to clean the place out. They couldn't
with violence and cruelty.
With violence, you know. They're standing over a peaceful crowd. It was women and kids. Let's be honest, and old men, old people. And, you know, it wasn't a big numbers, but you guys minced it on all over camera. You're international celebrities, you guys.
By being
for
bullies.
Mincing it. Absolutely blowing it. And then you got the balls to stand on TV and say, "Oh, we're nothing but professional." Everything you do is just an absolute joke. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be professional and not you know, no brutality and all that. You guys are just a disgrace at the moment. Seriously,
There are horrible things, like apparently all the portaloos, almost up to Taupo, are paid for and booked up by the government so that they cannot get more portaloos, which they've tried to do.
Yeah.
And there's this pathetic PR spin talking about feces, which it's looking like there are government plants who could easily have been the ones throwing feces.
Yeah.
They're the ones definitely letting off fireworks to make the crowd jumpy, because the guy letting off fireworks, they photographed him and he had an earpiece in.
Yeah.
That's definitely a government plant. So she's playing very, very dirty against her own people.
But look at the tactics. I mean, you got people that were frontline workers lost everything, and you tell them to go home. Newsflash, they've got nothing to go home to.
That's it.
They've lost their livelihood. They've lost their families. They've lost relationships. They've lost potentially their homes, and they're coming to our representatives
to be heard.
Yeah, to be heard, and you guys are just laughing at them. And then not only that, you think it's okay to put the sprinklers on kids, tents, and just wash everyone out.
That was disgusting.
Unbelievable. And then you play that music, which is, it's found to be agitating music to try and mentally break people down.
Very loud.
Yeah, very loud and just, out of tune, just absolute horrible music on full blast.
I said to someone who was trying to negotiate with Mallard, and Mallard was sending these very arrogant messages back. I won't talk to them until they clear their cars and take down their tents, as if he's some little petty emperor.
Yeah.
But I said, you tell Trevor Mallard, who I interviewed 25 years ago, Steve.
Yes.
He's been sucking off the national teat politically for years. I said, you tell him his legacy is absolute dirt.
Yeah.
People loathe him, and when he dies, he will be remembered for the sprinklers.
Yeah.
He'll be remembered for the loud music,
Yeah.
and he'll be remembered as a petty little bully who hurt his own people. I talked to someone who'd got so sick with his mattresses all wet, and he said to me, this was meant to be about health.
Yes. Yeah.
A minister who would actually make us sick,
Yeah.
and it's meant to be about health. And he said, Liz, what's going on? What do you think is going on? Is this what's happening in Canada? Because people say to me, Trudeau and Ardern look like the evil twins now.
Yes.
Trudeau says, hey, you've made your point, go home. Suddenly Ardern is saying to the people, you've made your point, go home. This is worrying because Trudeau is going extremely tyrannical.
Yes.
The world is agreeing. He's a little tyrant there.
Yeah.
Is she going to do the same?
Oh, she's right. Looking like it, isn't it? I mean, there's accounts frozen in Canada, or straight away there's accounts frozen in New Zealand. I mean, these are, it's the same thing. I mean, this isn't money being thrown at this movement to fight anybody. It's a defence. It's a defence to our human rights. We're not trying to fight anywhere.
We're trying to be heard.
We're trying to be heard, and we're trying to defend our right to choose. That's it. Defending. And this is what we're doing, is defending ourselves. People are making out like we're fighting against the government, for something special. Man, all we're trying to do is defend our kids' rights to choose what kind of medical procedure they have.
Absolutely.
Basics, just basic human rights. That's all we're trying to defend at the moment. It's
that
not about
we
us
are
fighting.
born free beings,
Yes.
and we will stay free beings if we stand our ground together.
Yes. We have to, and groundswell is a key right now. We've got a mutual enemy, as the government is just absolutely overreach on every part of our lives right now, and farming's no different. If you guys drop the ball right now, that's on you.
They're after the farmers next.
Of course they are.
They're going to ramp up all the costs under climate change. They're going to say you all have to pay $1 million. The family farms will have to be sold.
Yes.
And guess who'll buy them? Bill Gates is the biggest landowner in America.
Yeah.
He'll probably swoop in under her aegis and her approval and buy them up.
Yeah.
So Steve, in terms of what we do, you are, all the way up the island, I've talked to people and they love you. They love you because you're standing up for business, to be able to have people in, to help the community, to be true to themselves, to not be bullied. I was in a little cafe in a little town, I won't say where, and they went, oh, Steve really inspires us. He's so brave, and we just want him to win. They'd put money towards you winning. So where are you personally with all of that bullying from WorkSafe? What are you hearing?
We're in the same position as we have been. I mean, great support from the public. We've gone down the last 2 weeks. I couldn't afford, we couldn't do it, as far as time for and everything, to go down, but I just felt like now is a very important time in our nation's history, and I really need to just dig deep, and it feels like it's been like a couple of years that we've had to do that. But I think it's really getting the crunch time. I think the next 2 to 3 weeks is huge.
Yeah.
I think we've got to really just show our, disapproval with how the country's going, and I think we've got to do that en masse. And we really need to make an effort to get down there and show our support for this movement, and that's it. We've got to do it. It's just got to happen.
Enough numbers there saying out. I know in
yeah.
Canberra they made a call for 5 million. I reckon we could make a call. We need 3 million Kiwis, at least 3 million in Wellington, calling out on those grounds.
Yeah.
You've got to resign. You've got to go. You've got to go.
Yeah, I mean, the media just blasts all the numbers. It's just absolute. They're just not doing themselves any favour.
No.
People are. There's so many lives coming out there. People can see the numbers.
Yeah.
They've done that over, that aerial shot of how many cars and people, and people couldn't believe it because what they were saying in the media just didn't add up.
There are so many media influencers, middle-class people that I know who've gone down, who are going, I'm shocked at the lies of the media.
Yeah, it's obvious now.
It's obvious.
Yeah, I know. She did say that she was going to be transparent, and that's one thing she has been, is transparently corrupt. The media just been obviously corrupt now. There's just if you still believe this, you guys are, it's almost a willingness to be duped.
Willful blindness.
Yeah, it does.
The fact they never mentioned the police violence, analysed it, talked about it on Radio New Zealand, on TV1, on TV3, is just appalling.
Yeah.
It is just appalling.
Yeah.
But in terms of your own business, because you are still doing all this community work, I gather you've got a lot of kids who otherwise would have felt really desperate, who are coming and enjoying the exercise.
No, it's just a great place to be at the moment. It's so positive, and people.
It's a real community hub.
It is. Just the harder that the community gets pushed and tries to be segregated, there is a real demographic of people, that just community that's coming together, that is just so cool to be a part of.
I know people who are coming from far away to come to your gym, to the MMA gym with their kids.
Yeah, it's just such a cool place to be, and the kids are enjoying it, and that's what we're here for, man. It's not about money. We're just here to serve the community, and at the moment it's just such a big need. We're so.
So strategically, are you getting legal help? And can we put your account up again and see if Kiwis will just support you? So there's plenty in the kitty for legal help.
We're just doing our best. We have, we got that after jumping through a few hoops. We got that money from Givalur. We managed to get that, so it was a real blessing. And we've put that towards a top tier lawyer that's giving us good advice.
But lawyers cost a lot.
Yeah, he's a top of the food chain. I just wanted to do the best job that we can possibly do because ours is a crucial case and potentially going to affect others. So we really want to do a good job on the outset of this cool
Well,
case.
we'll put your account number up and ask everybody to give at least the price of 2 coffees, $10. If a million people give $10, you guys will be away.
Oh, mate, it's not about the money. We just want to do a great job. We want to, support the community at the times, where mental health is just absolutely appalling.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not just the kids, it's the parents, everybody's, there's just so many tears being shed at the gym,
Really?
I mean? Oh, yeah, just as far as parents. Just parents, mums, dads, not so much kids, to be honest. It's the mums and dads, they're feeling it for their kids and for their own situations,
It's as if she's put this country under such pressure.
Yeah, destroying people's jobs, destroying people's families, destroying just careers, just destroying everything, destroying kids' ability to express themselves and identify with who they are through sports. Be kind. Man, be kind. Are you kidding me?
I like this T-shirt, don't you? Be kind, Jacinda. Resign.
Yeah. That's
Resign.
the best thing you can do, man, because you've made a meal out of our country, and it's just appalling, the fallout. And
she will go down as the absolute worst Prime Minister we have ever had, the worst bully, the cruelest, the most unfeeling.
Yeah, and the most two-faced.
Yeah.
The beautiful, caring, leader.
Words, the empty
leader.
words.
Yeah, the most caring leader. That's the face she put out to the people, and a lot of people still believe that for some reason. But if you actually look at the track record and what she's flying now, it's just absolute discrimination, segregation of society, and laughing about it.
Steve, I can see, even with your amazing strength that inspires so many, I also see the tears in your eyes. It hurts, doesn't it?
Oh, it's just, society is that's where we live, you know what I mean? And it's a part of our, you know, the kids and everything. It's that's where we live, man, and it's our job to try and bring everyone and support everyone. And yeah, there's a tough time for everybody, but you know, we're here we were born for this, so we'll just keep going and get it done.
You're such a beautiful soul, and your lovely Chrissy is down with all the kids while we're talking here.
Yeah, she's running reception down there, so it's a team effort right now.
You never stop, you're working hard, you've got your family. There'll be a lot of support still.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just proud to be a part of those. You know, unfortunately, I can't be down there on the front line, and to be honest, I'm a little bit jealous. You know,
you would have been scrummaging those bollards out of the way.
But no, I'm proud of those guys down there.
Yeah.
You know, really proud of those women down there too. The women are really stepping up and above and beyond, like you guys have been this whole, you know, miserable journey of our country. The women have really stepped up every time, and it's just an honour to see how you guys are, you know, performing and how the strength of our women in this country. And
that's a brilliant word. It's her government, Labour. She, as Prime Minister, all they offer New Zealand is misery.
Yeah.
They don't offer anything beautiful, nothing uplifting, nothing inspiring, just more and more misery.
Yeah, more
We've
segregation.
We've got to stop this.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that community down in Wellington is exactly
the opposite of
well,
her.
yeah, exactly.
So loving.
Yeah, so loving. Such a, you know, honestly, it's the most beautiful community project I've ever been a part of. You know, and I've been in plenty of community projects, but just the bottom, you know, vibration of just love and contribution and help, and that's, you know, so beautiful to see, and it's that's our people, you know.
A friend of mine described it like this: if you want to go to the toilet, you've got to keep your eyes down, because on the way you'll catch about 20 people's eyes. You'll have 20 conversations, because you talk to everybody, and they're so welcoming and loving.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like just old people, kids, you know, just every part of society's down there.
Yeah.
And no, you know, just amazing time, an amazing place to be, and people really do need to go down and witness it for themselves, because if they don't, I think they're going to be missing out on something special.
Yeah, and thank you, Steve. That's the best call to end on. We'll do another one of these in a little bit.
No worries. Thanks for your time.
Beautiful interview. Nice, wasn't it?